I'd like to ask Dr. Jog, we know that, air pollution is bad for everybody. I mean, it's children, adults, everyone, we're all, in India, but particularly it seems to be very, very bad for children. I mean, we know that about a third of the children who are exposed to bad air have irreversible lung damage. And particularly it seems to be affecting girls. So why is it that children are so particularly vulnerable? Is it because their lungs are still developing?
Yeah, one of the reasons is that the lung of children is developing. Secondly, the respiratory rate of children is higher than adults. So they breathe more often, so they get more pollutants inside. And they play more outdoor. And that's why they inhale lot many pollutants. And the problem of air pollution starts affecting children right from when they are in the womb of the mother. So the pollutants, they cross the placenta and they go to the baby and they start developing problems. And even at the time of birth, we find that they are low birth weight, some of them are not born alive, some of them have cleft lip and palate. As they grow, the small little pollutants, they will start depositing right from the nose up to the lungs. And I have a small little model to show all of you as to how it affects the windpipe. So you can all see that this is a windpipe and the inner cavity of this windpipe is hollow. This is normal. Now, when the pollutants, they start affecting the lungs, you can see that the color has changed to red, meaning thereby there is inflammation, swelling. And after a particular while, it has secretions inside and it has become very narrow. And you can see that it has got constricted from outside. So this is the effect that it has on the windpipe. As the child starts growing, many times these pollutants, they not only enter the respiratory system, they produce nasal irritation, sneezing, asthma, but they sit on the pollens on the trees. And together with pollens, they are more dangerous. And that's why in winter, those who have asthma, they create problem. These are not only related to respiratory system, but in the long run, they affect the heart. They make the heartbeat irregular. They have effect on the blood pressure. Some of them develop obesity because
there are different sizes of particles, right?
Yeah.
2.5, I can read 5, 10.
Yeah.
So which is the most dangerous? The larger
the
ones, smaller
which
ones?
are 2.5 millimeter, rather we call it as particles per million. They are the dangerous ones.
The smaller ones.
Smaller ones are very dangerous because they get easy access to the lungs. And
What happens to the bigger ones?
The bigger ones usually get filtered in the nose and the other systems. But then they have the impact on the bronchus, that is the respiratory. And in the long run, these children, they do not have the exercise tolerance. So they exercise, but they become, rather fatigued and they become obese. So in the long run, as I told you, some effects are there. These are called as non-communicable diseases. And right from pregnancy till adult age, these problems, they continue. And the developing lung, I always say now that Amitabh ji is here, he had the roles of young angry man, but this becomes a young angry lung. So right from childhood, the lung becomes angry. It is sensitized. So as soon as the new pollutant comes, it starts flaring up and produces problems like asthma.
So, what are the entry? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, what are the entry points in the body? The nose.
Yeah.
Basically.
One of them is the nose and second is the food. But usually the air pollutants, they will always enter from the nose. And they will deposit right from the nose into the trachea and the bronchus.
Okay.
And the lower airways are the ones where the lungs are there. So they affect the problem.
Pranay, recently a group of IIT students from Delhi, they came to me for endorsing a product. And the product is a very small net which you fix in front of the nose, which avoids any kind of pollution from going. It's been developed by IIT Delhi, by these students. And they're starting a business. And,
can you see it?
And the good part is that you can't even notice it. Four of them came to see me and they were talking away and he said, "Sir, we are wearing it."
What?
And I couldn't make out.
Wow,
so it just goes and fixes inside here.
That's very
and it's disposable.
That's great.
So if you're going out into the open, you put it on and you move around.
You don't have to wear that.
No. It's a replacement for the mask because that looks a little ugly and nobody wants to keep wearing it all the time.
Yeah, and there is a concept of what is called air quality index. And as you said in Delhi, it is much more than 350 and it's quite troublesome. And those who are pregnant and those who are small kids, they should always check what is the quality index before they go outside.
Yeah, I went for a walk in Delhi with an index in a completely green area for 350.
Yeah.
I mean, that walk is dangerous.
Yeah.
Right.
Tell me, what is the source of the smaller ones and what's the source of the bigger size particles?
The major source is the vehicular pollution.
That is of the smaller
ones. And 45% of the pollutants in the atmosphere are from the vehicles And
Now, diesel versus petrol, is that?
diesel is the worst as compared to petrol. And it also emits lead. And those policemen who are in the square standing all throughout the day, they have the problem on the respiratory system, as well as because of the noise, they have a problem on the ears. So that's double way. And secondly, the industrial waste and the industrial pollutants, they are sometimes of the larger
And
size.
this harvest burning,
That burning of the harvest, particularly in the north, the ones coming from Punjab, there are various factors, but they
is
are the
that
bigger
small
ones.
also? Small particles?
Yeah, but after burning, they become small.
Small.